Morning everybody, my name is Peter C. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. And today we're going to look at a 2026 Winnebago EKKO 22A. Now, before we get started, this is all my information. You have my email on here and my personal cell phone number. So if you have any questions on anything we go over in this video, or you want more information on this coach specifically, you'd like to come by and see it, please reach out. You can call, text, or email me. So this is the first full body paint Ford Transit EKKO we've gotten in, so it's pretty cool. You can see the whole thing is in matching carbonized gray to match the cab, so very pretty. This is built on a Ford Transit all-wheel drive chassis, has a 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 gas engine, 10-speed automatic transmission, and a 5,000 pound towing capacity. And you do have all-terrain tires as well for your all-wheel drive system. So we'll come around the other side and get a better look at the full body paint without the awning covering it. So previously, this was only really an option on the Sprinter-based EKKO. This is actually the first one we've gotten in on the Transit-based EKKO, so it's pretty cool. Now, we'll look at some of the exterior compartments back here. So this first one is going to be our Lithionics battery. So this has one 320 amp hour lithium battery from Lithionics. And over here is going to be our 2800 watt gas generator. Now, this is a gas generator, so it'll actually pull off the fuel tank from the chassis. There's a 35 gallon fuel tank for the chassis that will run this. Now, up above here is going to be our cassette toilet. So these are pretty cool. In replacement of a black tank, you don't have a traditional black tank that you have to dump or pump out. You have this, what's called a cassette toilet. So it's like this little suitcase that'll come out. You can fold out this handle and roll this whole thing like a suitcase wherever you want to. You can empty this at, anywhere there's a toilet, essentially. You can empty it at a pit toilet, rest stop, anything. You can purchase additional units of this too. So if you don't want to have to deal with emptying them on a long road trip, get one or two additional ones, put them in the garage, just put some cleaning chemicals in there. But I think it's a really nice option, just makes it a little bit more flexible than a traditional black tank. So back here, we're gonna have our solar expansion port if you want to add more solar. Now the EKKO does come equipped with 455 watts of rooftop solar, so it is pretty capable, but you can add more if you wanted to. This is going to be our smart meter shore power cord for our 30 amp shore power. These lights will light up green if the power is good. If there is any kind of problem with the ground or the neutral, this will light up red and basically tell you unplug it before you cause some kind of damage to the coach. So it's just a nice little safety feature. And this next bay is going to be our wet bay. So we'll have our gravity fill at the top. You have hot and cold water out here if you would want to take an outdoor shower. Those are all your winterization valves, and then your gray tank gravity drain down below. Now, this back compartment is the coolest part of the EKKO. This is our rear garage. I'll go ahead and open up a few of the doors around here while Jody peeks in there. So, in total, the EKKO has about 65 cubic feet of exterior storage space, which is very capable for something this size. Now you'll have lights back here. There are heat vents that go back here as well, so it'll heat itself. You don't have to worry about anything back here freezing. And there is 110 outlets back here too. So if you want to travel with bikes, or if you have e-bikes, you can fit two bicycles side by side back here, and you can plug them into the 110 to charge while they're in there. There's also going to be Ram track up here. L track up here and down here. So if you need to tie something in, if you need to put bikes back here and you want to tie them down so they can't slide around, you can just tie them in on that L track system. This is going to be just a little shower hookup they give you for your wet bay. So again, if you want to maybe spray off your dogs outside or take a shower yourself, you have a nice little hose included to do that. Your rear door is on gas struts, so what's nice about this is if you need to get into your garage and it's raining, you'll be able to stand under here and stay mostly sheltered from the rain instead of just, getting soaked. Now you do have a ladder to access the roof. if need be. So if you need to get up there and clean off your solar panels, any reason you need to access the roof, very easy to do so. Our other nice feature about our rear garage is you have these molly panels on both side doors. So these are really useful to just kind of keep your gear organized. You just clip carabiners onto these, you know, maybe bike helmets, ropes, hiking gear, hiking boots, anything like that. You don't just want to throw in the back of the garage and have slapping around. You just tie it right onto this and it'll kind of keep everything a little bit more organized. Now in here is going to be our propane. So another really cool feature about an EKKO, most coaches you're gonna have to go to a truck stop or a campground, have them put a hose in and pump up your propane tank. These are removable, interchangeable propane tanks. Same thing you'd use on your grill at home. So you could swap these out at any, you know, Walmart or Home Depot that has those propane cages out front. The other cool thing is you could also bring additional tanks in your rear gear garage. If you're trying to stay off grid for an extended period of time, just bring additional tanks and you'll have all the fuel that you need. And then down below is your quick connect that will pull off of these. So if you want to bring a, you know, backyard grill or, you know, something to cook off your propane, you can hook up to it right there. And every single one of your exterior storage compartments does lock except for the propane, because obviously that's a safety hazard if that were to be locked. So up above, this is your Truma AquaGo. This is what supplies your continuous hot water. And this is ran off the propane. Now back here, we'll have two more 110 outlets right there. So if you wanted to bring maybe an induction burner or anything you want to hook up to your electric outside and kind of camp underneath your awning here, you have power to be able to do that. And then our final storage compartment right here. So tons of storage in there if you want to put a cooler or something for just additional, additional food to bring on the road with you. Now, every single one of these compartments is insulated. You'll see how thick the doors on here are. You know, they're about 1.5 inches thick, so they're extremely well insulated. The EKKO is made for 4 seasons camping, so you don't have to worry about anything in your compartments freezing. Now, we'll head on inside. So we have our automatic step and our screen door right here. Now, what's nice about this screen door is there's no mesh on here. This is all kind of like a chain link. So if you have to leave pets in your coach for any reason, you're not gonna have to worry about them scratching through the door. It's very durable. So we'll head on inside. On the wall right here, we're gonna just have some of our controls. So this is gonna be your awning switch, just one touch out or in. This is your awning light for the LEDs. Your step, if you want to switch that off so the step, you know, stays out or stays in. Your coach battery disconnect, which will kill everything in the coach. And then this is just all your light switches right here. So we'll get started in the back first. Now you can see right now, you can probably hear we have the AC unit running. So there's a 13.5K BTU ducted AC unit in this coach. So there's going to be 4 ducts all throughout. What's really nice about having ducted AC is you can close it and close off different areas if you want to kind of maximize, you know, your airflow. So up front you'll have 2. If you're going to sleep in a hot climate, you'll close those 2, leave your 2 rear ones open. You could close this curtain right here and you'll just keep all the cold air focused back where you're sleeping. Now, right now, this is set up in sort of the twin bed configuration, but if you wanted to make this into a king bed, what you're gonna do is just take this and fold it over, push it down, and now you can sleep east to west instead of north to south. Now, if you want to use it as more of a nightstand, when you flip this over, you'll see this side is sort of a hard plastic, and we have cup holders in here, so if you want to sit back here at night maybe and, you know, sit back here with a drink or your food, you have somewhere solid to set it that it's not going to spill. Now, we have overhead storage on either side of the bedroom. Now both of those will have 110 outlets, USB-A and USB-C charging ports. And down below we have our night lights. So these are a lamp light like that. You can do a blue light for reading at night. So if you don't want to bother your partner, that's kind of a nice option. More outlets and USB-A and USB-C charging up there. there's a little port that'll come through there. So if you want to put your cell phone charger there and drop down the cord so you can charge your devices at night, nice little dedicated spot for that. Now, as far as the rest of our storage, we're going to have storage drawers on either side. And then we also have hanging storage. So if you look down in there, you'll see a little curtain rod in the back. Just gives you the option to be able to hang some clothes if you want to. And that'll have some of our artware in it. Now, these beds are on what's called a Frawley system. So this is kind of a replacement for your traditional springs. Keeps airflow underneath the bed, so number one, it'll keep it cooler at night. Keeps, mold growth or anything like that from happening, and also just adds a little bit of support. Now, both of your bed platforms will raise completely up, so you can actually top load all of your storage. But what's cool about this side specifically is you have this kind of secret storage compartment back here. You wouldn't know that's there unless you knew this platform raised up and you were looking for it. So kind of just offers you somewhere to store any valuables you travel with. Maybe if you have jewelry or passports or just anything you don't want to risk getting stolen. It's a good, nice to have a designated spot for that. And then both our windows back here are going to, you can open these nice and wide. So if you want to get airflow in here, these lock in 3 stages. So that's the 3rd stage, which is all the way out. But you could lock them in the 1st stage right there or right there. And you can also clip them in the middle. So you'll see this window is locked now, but we have just a slight air gap in here. So nice if you're sleeping and you want to just let a little bit of fresh air in. You also will have what are called cassette shades. So this is your day shade and that is your night shade. So you can completely black out the cab back here. All right, now we'll head forward and we'll check out the controls here real quick. So this is going to be your Truma control. This is what controls the coach heat and the water heat. So this is what you'd put on if you want to have the coach heat running or you'd have the water heater running. And then this is your climate controls. So right now it's set to cool, fan speed is on high, thermostat is set to 69, and then down below is just our light switches. Now we'll head into the bathroom. So EKKO has a really, really cool way they design their bathrooms. So right now this is set, for the toilet and the sink, and you have, ample room in there, especially for, a kind of Class B plus or Class C van that's this small. You have plenty of room. But if you want to switch this over to take a shower, you're gonna grab the wall right here, pull this over, and now we have it set up as your shower. You can see there's plenty of room in here. I'm just about 6 foot with shoes on, and I can fit in here comfortably with still several inches above me. So even if you're over 6 foot, you'll still fit in here pretty comfortably. Now, we'll go into the kitchen next. So in the back, refrigerator, freezer. It still has all the plastic and everything on it because this one just came from the factory. In the top, you'll have your freezer, which is actually pretty roomy. You could fit, quite a bit of frozen foods, pizzas, pizza rolls, ice cream, whatever you want in there. And now up above, it's going to be just a standard microwave. We'll have another overhead storage compartment right here. And you do have a 110 outlet up there. If you want to put a coffee maker or something up here, you'll have a spot to just keep it plugged in. Now, the Transit EKKO utilizes a propane cooktop. So you'll have a 2-burner propane stove. A nice little splash guard on the back so you don't have to worry about anything getting on your windows. And again, same window back here that you have throughout the rest of the coach. So while you're cooking, you can go ahead and open this all the way and just keep a nice airflow coming in here so all the food smells are going out and you're getting fresh air in. Right there is our stainless steel sink. And you do have a sprayer wand as well. Now, for our storage, have just a couple storage drawers under here. And some more room underneath this sink. And then your last spot for kitchen storage is going to be this compartment right here, which is pretty cool because you can actually adjust these as you want to any height. So just a nice spot, kind of a pantry for any kind of food you want to bring with you on the road. Now, if you want to go by me, Jody, we'll move into the living area. So in the Transit EKKO, you're going to have 2 seats right here. Both have 3-point harnesses. So 2 seats for your passengers. Now this one was optioned with a new interior color we haven't seen in a while. This is called Boho Red Clay. So you get kind of this red stitching pattern on the seats. You get the red on the cabinetry. So it's a kind of unique thing we haven't seen in quite a while. We'll have our table right here, which is collapsible. So if you want to put this down, very easy to pick it up and put it down or raise it back up. Same windows throughout the rest of the coach. Day and night shades right there. And our storage up above. Now this is a pretty hefty storage bin. You have this nice steel bracket right here, so this can actually support, like, I think the manufacturer says about 100 pounds of weight. So you can put a lot of gear up here and not have to worry about it being too heavy for the cabinet. Now our other table is going to be right here. So this is a pretty cool one because it kind of offers you a bit of flexibility. You just pick it up like that and clip it on. And this table is kind of multi-use. So you can see this bar right here. You can lower this up or down however you wanted to. So if you wanted to use this as a kind of table to sit in the front, oh, that was my head. You could use it as a little kind of laptop tray. You can scoot this table forward and you have a little workstation here. Or you can leave it at this height. You can slide it over here. You can use it as more prep space when you're in your kitchen. It's just kind of customizable. You can, it's multi-use. Very easy to take down. All we're gonna do is pick that up and slide it right back on there. Now up above the table, more 110 outlets, USB-A and USB-C charging, and then this will be your light switch for your cab light up front. We do have an entertainment system in this one. So we'll have a TV as well as a sound bar. In this compartment right here, you'll have more storage, but you also have the DVD player in there. And in the back, there's actually an HDMI hookup. So if you want to hook up a laptop or a PlayStation or anything to this TV and stream directly to this TV, you can do that. And our other compartment over here is going to be the same exact amount of storage, but right now we have our insulated curtain in here. So if you look around the cab, you'll notice these snap-on clips all the way around. So this is actually an insulated curtain, which will completely cover the cab. One thing we didn't talk about that's really nice about our windows is they are double pane acrylic, and they're about twice as insulated as your average household window. Very, very well insulated. Your transit portion windows, just regular glass windows, are not as well insulated. So if you're camping in kind of extreme hot or extreme cold climates, the more you can do to isolate this portion and not let that air leak into the rest of the cab, the better you're gonna do. Now, both of your front seats are 360-degree swivel chairs, and they also come with these little booster seats. So you can see this chair is a little bit lower. So with the booster seats, if I'm sitting here, my knees are at a normal height. They're not kind of up in my chest. So we'll go into the cab real quick and go over some of our cab features. So we have a nice big navigation screen on this. So the Transit does have adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, all the kind of safety features you'd hope to have. Your chairs up here are manual. They are not automatic, so just manual controls. And this will be your backup camera. So when I put this in reverse, you're gonna see our backup camera. You can actually zoom this in as well if you want kind of a closer angle. And then this will be your blind spot monitor. So if we get too close to something, it'll kind of shout it out for you so you don't run into it. Now, real quick, we'll go over capacities and dimensions on this coach before we're finished. So in total, this is 23 feet long, 10 feet 8 inches high, and 7 feet 2.5 inches wide. You have a 158-inch wheelbase, 50 gallons of fresh water, 40 gallons of gray water, and again, a 35-gallon fuel tank that will run, obviously, the Transit as well as your generator. But that's going to finish it up for us today. Again, this is all my information, email and cell phone number. So if you have any questions about this coach, please reach out and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching our video.